The Black Death was one of the deadliest pandemics in human history, a catastrophic event that wiped out millions across Europe. But the story of the Black Death is more than just a tale of death and despair. This pandemic fundamentally altered the course of history, laying the groundwork for the modern world in ways that might surprise you. In today's video, we'll explore how the Black Death not only devastated populations but also reshaped society, economics, religion, and our approach to science and medicine. The Black Death, also known as the bubonic plague, struck Europe in 1347 and continued to wreak havoc for several years. The pandemic originated in Central Asia and spread along trade routes, reaching Europe through Mediterranean ports. Within a few short years, the disease had spread across the continent, leaving devastation in its wake. The plague was caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, transmitted by fleas that infested black rats. When these fleas bit humans, they spread the deadly bacteria, leading to the outbreak of a terrifying disease. The symptoms included high fever, chills, severe headaches, and the infamous buboes, swollen lymph nodes that turned black, giving the disease its name. As the infection spread, it led to vomiting, delirium, and, in most cases, death within days. The rapid spread and horrifying symptoms of the plague caused widespread panic and chaos. Cities and towns were overwhelmed as people either fled in terror or succumbed to the disease. The mortality rate was staggering, with estimates suggesting that the Black Death claimed the lives of up to 60% of Europe's population. The Black Death didn't just decimate populations, it also transformed the social and economic structures of Europe. With a significant portion of the population dead, labor became scarce. This scarcity gave surviving workers the power to demand higher wages and better working conditions, weakening the rigid feudal system that had dominated Europe for centuries. The redistribution of wealth also played a role in the rise of a more prosperous and diverse middle class. With fewer heirs to inherit land and assets, survivors found themselves in possession of more resources, which led to increased social mobility and the eventual decline of feudalism. The economic landscape of Europe began to shift, setting the stage for the rise of capitalism and the modern economic system. The impact of the Black Death on religion and culture was equally profound. During the medieval period, the Church was the central institution in European life, wielding immense influence over people's beliefs and behaviors. However, the Black Death severely undermined the Church's authority. As the plague spread uncontrollably, many people began to question why such suffering was being allowed to happen. The Church, unable to provide effective spiritual or practical solutions to the crisis, saw its credibility diminish. In some areas, the response to the plague led to increased religious fervor. Groups like the Flagellants emerged, believing that the plague was God's punishment for humanity's sins. However, in other areas, the failure of the Church to protect people or explain the calamity led to growing skepticism and disillusionment. This erosion of trust in religious institutions contributed to a cultural shift that emphasized individualism and secularism. Art and literature also underwent significant changes in the wake of the Black Death. The omnipresence of death led to the rise of macabre themes in art, such as the Dance of Death, which depicted skeletons leading the living to their graves. This focus on mortality also found expression in literature, with works like Giovanni Boccaccio's The Decameron reflecting the varied human responses to the pandemic. The Black Death forced societies to rethink their approach to health and disease. Traditional remedies failed, and the Church's inability to stop the plague led to a growing interest in medicine and science. Although medical knowledge was still in its infancy, the need for solutions prompted the development of early public health measures, such as quarantines and isolation practices. Cities began to establish basic sanitary measures to control the spread of disease. These efforts, though rudimentary, marked the beginning of organized public health systems, which would evolve over the centuries into the foundations of modern epidemiology and medical practices. The legacy of the Black Death is far-reaching. The pandemic accelerated the decline of feudalism and contributed to the rise of a more dynamic economy. The questioning of religious authority and the shift towards humanism that followed the plague laid the groundwork for the Renaissance, the Reformation, and the Enlightenment. These shifts also influenced the way we approach public health today. The experience of the Black Death taught societies the importance of sanitation, disease prevention, and scientific inquiry, principles that continue to guide us in the face of modern pandemics. The Black Death was a catastrophe of unimaginable scale, but it also played a crucial role in shaping the modern world. From economic changes to cultural shifts and advances in medicine, the pandemic's legacy is still evident today. Actually, the Black Death still exists. There are still occasional human cases, particularly in areas where people come into contact with infected animals or fleas. This map shows every single reported Black Death case in USA the last 5 decades. As you can see, it's rare, but still exists. Modern medicine, including antibiotics and improved sanitation, has made the disease much more manageable. With prompt treatment, most people today survive the plague, which contrasts sharply with the medieval period. Public health monitoring and rapid response systems also help to prevent widespread outbreaks. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might be interested. You may also like this video about some ancient cities that disappeared if you're interested in history. Located in southern Jordan, Petra was established as early as the 6th century BC by the Nabateans, a nomadic Arab tribe that became skilled traders. Petra's strategic location made it a key hub along the trade routes that connected the Arabian Peninsula to the Mediterranean. Click the top right corner to check it out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. We'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you think the Black Death compares to the challenges we face today? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.